Damion, it was a good week for Whitworth men's basketball last week. A hard-fought win against first-place Whitman, and then maybe one of our best halves of basketball in the first half against the Linfield team that went on to beat Whitman the following night, and a fairly substantial win on Friday. Take us back through what you saw and what you take out of this week.
Yeah, I thought both of the games were really gritty games, and I was proud of our guys not playing at full strength in either of those games and still finding out a way to win. Obviously, we've lost Diego at this moment, and Jake was nursing an injury that kept him out of the majority of the Tuesday night game, and then again all of the Friday night game. So we had some other guys, some different guys who had to step up, play different roles, and so I was really proud of just the energy that they brought, the togetherness that the guys had, and it was a gritty victory on Tuesday, and then Friday night I thought we played really, really well, especially in that first half, both ends of the floor, and got a great boost from Colton Looney, who started his first game ever in place of Jake. So some really, really good things, and it was nice to get an opportunity to play some other guys in the second half of that Friday night game, get them experience. Obviously, like I said, this with the injuries and stuff, we've had some next man up that's forced some guys to play into a much bigger role than what they had earlier in the season.
Talk a little more about the defensive efforts last week. It seemed like those were maybe two of our best back-to-back performances of the season.
Yeah, I mean, I still think Whitman's a formidable opponent, so I think they still scored fairly well. But we did have a gritty defensive performance. Definitely did well on Friday night, and I thought we just did a good job of not allowing them to create too many advantages out of their motion offense, which at times have been really, really difficult for us to guard. And so we kind of took them out of that. And both games, I think, did a decent job with some matchups, even though there were still some difficult matchups. So all in all, it was definitely a strong performance on the defensive end for us.
So we've gotten to the halfway point of the conference schedule, and we're back tied for first place. Just talk about the mindset for the second half, especially knowing you're going to play 6 of the 8 games on the road.
Yeah, that's a challenge being on the road for that amount of time, and obviously you like to play at home, and we unfortunately dropped one of those ones at home, but I think like this weekend coming up, we've got an opportunity to kind of a reprieve at the one we dropped to PLU. So I think our guys are excited about that opportunity to step up and play better than what I think we did in the first meeting. But it's a challenge on the road. You got to be together. You got to bring your own energy and togetherness. And to some degree, it actually can be positive, or I don't want to say easier, but there are less distractions in some sense. You're in the vans and in the hotel together, and you're doing your prep together, and there aren't the outside, distractions that you could potentially have when you're just in the middle of your home routine. So I think it can actually play into a positive thing for us.
Puget Sound on Friday, and as you mentioned, Pacific Lutheran on Saturday, a couple of teams that are a collective 4-0 last weekend. What are those two teams maybe doing a little different or better than when we saw them the first time?
Yeah, both are playing well. They're at this moment. So, ultimately it comes down to trying to take away some of the strengths that those teams have, and at least minimizing one or two of them if they have 3, that kind of thing. So, I think they've been playing together, finding a groove. I think what you're seeing in general, with this conference is what I thought in the preseason, which is there's not a huge difference top to bottom. So I think every night is a difficult outing. So I think these teams have maybe started to find their groove a little bit better. And when everybody is familiar or more familiar with your opponent, it makes for a tough outing.